good day everyone. Welcome again to another episode of Tax Training, and today I will discuss to you the quarterly remittance return of final income tax withheld or 1601 FQ, and this is BIR Form enhanced on January 2018 to comply with the train law. No? The requirement is for you to enter all required information in capital letters using black ink, mark all applicable boxes with an X. 2 copies must be filed with the BIR and 1 held by the taxpayer. So, 3 kopya, isa yung sa inyo, 2 sa BIR. For the year and for the quarter, first, second, or third, or fourth, because 4 lang po na quarter sa loob ng isang taon, no? Kasi 12 divided by 3, so there are 4 quarters lang. No, amended return, yes or no? Kung mayroon na na-file na original return, then yes po, no? So, any taxes withheld, yes or no? Number of sheets attached. And then, background information, taxpayer identification number, RDO code, the withholding agent's name, last name, first name, middle name for individual, or registered name for non-individual. And then, we have the registered address, no? So, complete address. And then, the contact number, and then category of withholding agent, private or government, and then the zip code, no? The email address, no? Are there payees availing of tax relief under special law or international tax treaty, yes or no, or if yes, specify. No? Part 2 is the computation of tax, so you have to fill the ATC or alphanumeric tax code, the tax base consolidated for the quarter, the tax rate, and then the tax withheld consolidated for the quarter. No? Taxes withheld for the quarter based on regular rates. So you have there the total. Taxes withheld for the quarter based on tax treaty rates. You have also the total. Total tax withheld for the quarter, and then the less remittances made first month of the quarter, and then the second month of the quarter. Tax remitted in return previously filed if this is an amended return. Total remittances made, no? Then the tax still due or the over remittance, and then the penalties, so charge, interest, compromise, and then the total penalties. The total amount still due, no, for individual and for non-individuals. And then signature over printed name, authorized representative of tax agent, signature over printed name or name of president or vice president for non-individual. No? The tax agent accreditation number or attorney's roll number, the date of issue and the date of expiry, and the details of payment. So for the quarterly remittance return of final income taxes withheld, you have there the schedule or the details of final tax based on tax treaty rates. This is part 4, the schedules. No? So you have there the treaty country code, treaty code, the alphanumeric tax code, the nature of income payment, the amount of income payment, the tax rate, and then the amount of tax withheld. No? Total taxes withheld. Schedule to the tax treaty code. No? We have here the treaty code for Australia, AU, for the Austria, AT, Bahrain, BH, Bangladesh, BD, Belgium, BA, BR for Brazil, CA, Canada, CN, China, CZ, Czech Republic, DK, Denmark, Finland, the treaty code is FI, France, FR, Germany, DA, Hungary, HU, India, IN, Indonesia, ID, Israel, IL, IT, Italy, JP, Japan, KR, Korea, Kuwait, KW, Malaysia, MY, NL, Netherlands, NZ, New Zealand, NJ, Nigeria, NO, Norway, PK, Pakistan, PL, Poland, RO, Romania, RU, Russia. And then we have the country code also and the treaty code. Singapore, SG, Spain, ES, Sweden, SE, CH, Switzerland, Thailand, TH, United Arab Emirates, UAE, JB, United Kingdom, US, United States of America, and VN, Vietnam. No? So these are the tax treaty code, no? And the nature of income payments. So what are the nature of the income payments? For particulars, interest on foreign loans payable to non-resident foreign corporations, tax rate is 20%, no? For corporation, WC180. Interest and other income payments on foreign currency transactions or loans payable to offshore banking units, 10%, WC190. Interest and other income payments on foreign currency transactions or loans payable to foreign currency deposit units, 10%, WC191. Cash dividend payment by domestic corporation to citizens and resident aliens, non-resident foreign corporations, 10%, W1202, and 30% for corporate, WC212. For properly dividend payment by domestic corporation to citizens and resident alien, 10% for individual, W1203. For property payment by domestic corporation to citizens and resident alien, 30% for corporation, WC213. Cash dividend payment by domestic corporation to non-resident foreign corporation whose countries allowed tax deemed paid or credit subject to tax-sparing rule, 15% for corporation, WC222. Property dividend payment by domestic corporation to non-resident foreign corporation whose countries allowed tax deemed paid or credit, subject to tax-sparing rule, 15%, WC223. Cash dividend payment by domestic corporation to non-resident alien engaged in trade or business within the Philippines, non-resident alien engaged in trade or business, 20% for individual, W1224. Property dividend payment by domestic corporation to non-resident alien engaged in trade or business, 20%, individual, W1225. Share of non-resident alien engaged in trade or business in the distributable net income after tax of a partnership except general professional partnership of which he is a partner, or share in the net income after tax of an association, joint account, or a joint venture taxable as a corporation of which he is a member or a co-venturer. 20% individual, W1226. On other payments to non-resident foreign corporations, 30% corporation, WC230. Distributed share of individual partners in a taxable partnership, association, joint account, or joint venture or consortium, 10% for individual, W1240. All kinds of royalty payments to citizens, residents, aliens, and non-resident alien engaged in trade or business other than W1380 and W1341, domestic and for resident foreign corporations, 20%, W1250 for individual, and for corporation, WC250. So the rate is 20%, for the royalty payments. On prizes exceeding 10,000 and other winnings paid to individuals. So exceeding 10,000, the tax rate is 20%. For individual, W1260. Branch profit remittances by all corporations except PESA is BMA-CDA registered, 15% for corporation, WC280. On the gross rentals, lease, and charter fees derived by non-resident owner or lessor of foreign vessels, 4.5% for corporation, WC290. On the gross rentals or charters and other fees derived by non-resident lessor or aircraft, machineries, and equipment, 7.5% for corporation, WC300. On payments to oil exploration service contractors, subcontractors, 8%, W1310 for individual, WC310 for corporation. Payments to non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business within the Philippines, except on sale of shares in domestic corporation and real property, 25% for individual, W1330. On payments to non-resident individual or foreign corporate cinematographic film owners, lessors, or distributors, 25%, individual, W1340, corporation, WC340. Royalties paid to non-resident alien engaged in trade or business on cinematographic films and similar works, 25% for individual, W1341. Final tax on interest or other payments upon tax-free covenant bonds, mortgages, deeds of trust, or other obligations under Section 57C of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997 as amended, 30% W1350. Royalties paid to citizens, resident aliens, and non-resident alien engaged in trade or business on books, other literary works, and musical composition, 10%. For individual W1380. Informers cash rewards to individuals or juridical person, 10%. For individual W1410, for corporation WC410. Cash or property dividend paid by real estate investment trust, 10%. For individual W1700, for corporation WC700. So for the guidance and instructions for BIR Form number 1601 FQ, quarterly remittance return of final income taxes withheld. Who shall file the quarterly withholding tax remittance shall be filed in triplicate by every withholding agent, payer required to deduct and withhold taxes on income payments subject to final withholding tax. So when and where to file and pay or remit, filed and the tax paid not later than the last day of the month following the close of the quarter during which withholding was made. So last day of the month. And then we have the penalties. Of course, we have the surcharge, interest, and compromise if you are late. And aside from that, the surcharge will become 50% if the tax or of the deficiency tax in case any payment remittance has been made before the discovery of the falsity or fraud forecast of the violations. So willful neglect to file the return within the period prescribed by the code. False fraudulent return is willfully made. Interest the rate of double the legal interest rate for loans or forbearance of any money in the absence of an unexpressed stipulation as set by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Violations of withholding tax provisions, so there are penalties, both civil and criminal, but for the criminal penalties, they should be declared by court and there should be due process. So what are the required attachment? Quarterly alpha list of payees submitted through e-submission, acknowledgement receipt, validation, successful message as proof of submission of quarterly alpha list of payees through electronic attachment for EFPS or email to esubmission@bir.gov.ph. So all background information must be properly filled out. So this 1601 FQ is the quarterly remittance return of final income taxes withheld. So for the monthly remittance return, we have 1601F only. So the remittance is the first month of the quarter or the second month of the quarter. Those who have previously been filed on this remittance, remittance return. Okay, so with that, I would like to say thank you and have a good day.